Have you ever looked at a map or a blueprint or even the instructions for building some furniture and just wondered how it all works? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible math that shapes our world. And it all starts with one simple question. I mean, really think about that. How do you take something absolutely massive, like a skyscraper or a stadium, and shrink it down so perfectly that it fits onto a single sheet of paper with every single detail exactly right?
And this isn't just about giant buildings, it's the roadmap on your phone. It's the floor plan for that new apartment you're looking at. It's even in those little diagrams showing you how to tie a complicated knot. We are surrounded by these miniature versions of reality all the time.
So, how do we solve this puzzle? Well, it's all thanks to an elegant and really powerful idea from math called scale. It's the secret ingredient that lets us represent our world accurately at any size we want. All right, so what is scale really? Let's dive in and break down this huge idea. At its heart, scale is just a system that tells you exactly how much something has been shrunk down or blown up. Think of it like a bridge that connects the drawing in your hand to the actual object out there in the real world. And this is a perfect way to think about it. A photo of you on a phone shrinks your real-life size down to fit on that tiny screen. But a huge billboard does the exact opposite. It enlarges a phone so you can see it from the highway. Both are using scale, just one is reducing and the other is enlarging. Okay, so now that we've got a handle on what scale is, it turns out there are two main flavors you'll see out there. You've got the number scale and you've got the bar scale. So first up is the number scale, which you might also hear called a ratio scale. It's written out just like a ratio, something like 1 to 500. Now, the crucial thing to get here is that this ratio works for any unit. 1 centimeter on the drawing means 500 centimeters in real life. 1 inch on the drawing means 500 inches in real life. The units just have to be the same on both sides. Then you have the second type, the bar scale. This one's way more visual. It's basically a little ruler that's printed right there on the map or the plan. You can see with your own eyes how a certain length on the bar lines up with a real-world distance, like so many kilometers or meters. So, let's just put them side by side. On one hand, you have the number scale. It's pure math, just a ratio. On the other hand, you have the bar scale. It's a picture, a visual ruler. They both do the same job, but as we're about to find out, they behave completely differently in one very, very important situation. And this right here is the crucial difference. This is where we get to the aha moment. Let's put these two scales to the test and see why picking the right one is so incredibly important. Okay, so picture this. You have a map, but it's a little too small to read easily. You take it to a photocopier and enlarge it by 200%. Now the map itself is twice as big. The big question is, which of our two scales is still going to be correct? And here's the result, which is actually so clever. The number scale, that 1 to 100 ratio, is now totally wrong. The numbers themselves didn't change when you copied the map, but the map did. So that ratio is completely broken. But look at the bar scale. It grew right along with the map. It's stretched out by the exact same amount, so it stays perfectly accurate. So let's just quickly sum that up. The number scale is fantastic for doing quick and simple calculations. But its big weakness, the second you resize the drawing, it's useless. The bar scale's superpower, though, is that it's totally resize proof. The only tiny downside is that it might take you an extra step or two to measure with it. Okay, so this isn't just some abstract math problem, right? Let's take a look at how this all works in the real world. Because believe me, scale is being used every single day to design and build the world around us. Every house, every office building, pretty much any structure you've ever been in, started out as a scale drawing. It's how architects make sure that the doors are in the right places, the rooms are the right size, and that everything is going to fit together perfectly, long before anyone lays a single brick. So, take this number, 51.8 square meters. That is the actual roof area of a house, calculated directly from a scaled floor plan. By using scale, builders can figure out exactly how many materials they need, like roof tiles or cans of paint, which saves a ton of time and money. And it's not just for construction. Have you ever used one of those apps to plan how you're going to arrange furniture in your living room? Well, that's you using scale. It's how event planners know how many tables will fit in a wedding venue, or how a school figures out the layout for desks in an exam hall.
Even simple assembly diagrams rely on a kind of scale. These steps for tying a knot aren't really about size, but they're all about proportion and relationships. The drawings show you how each part of the rope needs to relate to the other parts to get it right. That's scale too. So, why have we gone through all of this? Because understanding scale is so much more than just a lesson for a math class. It's a genuinely practical life skill, a kind of superpower, actually. And that's really the big takeaway. Being able to read and understand a scaled drawing is a form of literacy. It's like you're learning a whole new language, the language of design and planning and how things are built. Once you get it, you can literally decode the world. You can look at a blueprint and actually visualize a house in your mind. You can follow complicated instructions with confidence. You start to see and appreciate all the incredible thought and planning that goes into almost everything we use every day. So the next time you look at a map or a set of instructions or a floor plan, you'll know the secret. You can now read the world's hidden language. And the only question left is, with this new superpower, what are you going to explore next?